There's been a booking mix-up. I thought this was the regular comedy chuckle hour. So my plan was, I'm just gonna ask you where you live and then have a witty response about it for 10 minutes. There are over 275 neighborhoods, suburbs and regions in London, and I have a zinger for all of them. Ma'am, are you from London? Where do you live at the moment? Henegan. Kennington. That's where you live when you want to live in London, but you don't really want to live in London. Am I right? You said, where do you live? Do you also live in Kennington?
No, Crouch End.
Oh, Crouch End. That's where you want. Crouch End. That's where you live when you want to live in London, but you don't want to live in London. A lot of them are similar. Where do you live, sir?
Not in London.
Not in London. That's where you live if you don't want to live in London. So the great t-shirt. Where do you live? Wanstead. That's where you live when you want to live in London, but you don't want to live in London. I've been here 3 weeks. I don't know any of the suburbs. If I was right, it was by coincidence. But I've discovered anyone who asks me, like, I want to move to London, where should I move or whatever, I was like, just go to a few stand-up nights and you work it out. A friend of mine told me to go live near Peckham, because they're like, Peckham's cool, but expensive, so live near Peckham. So I booked a viewing in Lewisham. See? I didn't know that when I got here. And then I went to a comedy night and someone walked in and was like, so I'm from Lewisham, lucky I didn't get stabbed on the way over here. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to go to that viewing. Yeah, brand new to London. My job is still in Australia, but it's like, it's fine, because I work my own hours from home. And I was like, hey, so since I work my own hours from home, I can move to a different country, right? And they were like, no, we'd fire you. So I didn't move to London. And then about a week ago, I was on my way from one viewing to another, and at 10 p.m. Australia time, which was midday here, I had an unexpected Zoom meeting. And I answered, and I was like, oh, sorry, my video isn't working, because I didn't want them to see the sun. And then I had to get to a different viewing, so I was like, oh, sorry if there's noise, I'm about to get on a train. We have those too. So I thought I could get away with it. But as I got to the station, the most British man I've ever met came up to me and said, excuse me, is this White Heartland Station? I was like, sorry, I'm on a call, I'm on a meeting, can you ask someone else? They're like, I'm trying to get to Piccadilly Circus. I was like, oh, this is Woolloomooloo. What you want to do is you want to take the airport line to Kingsford Smith, catch a 36-hour flight, and then I don't actually know the rest of the directions because I've never been to London. Alright, enough fucking around. It's time to talk about maritime self-defense.
Finally!
Yeah! You're being attacked by a shark, what do you do?
Punch it!
Punch him in the nose, correct. This is the most maritime self-defense audience I've had yet. The first time I asked that in the UK, 5 different people said run. And then I was like, no, that's not gonna work. And then one very quietly said, but yes, you punch a shark in the nose, which I've been thinking about non-stop for a long time, because it shouldn't work. Because have you ever tried to punch something underwater? Not very effective. And sharks are the deadliest fish. So, but I think I've cracked it. I think the reason it works is it's not just a physical attack, it's a psychological one. Because when's the last time you saw a punching fish? There is no bludgeoning damage in the ocean. So when you punch a shark, it's not just hurt, it's not stunned, it's bewildered. It doesn't know what happened to it. It's like if you got in a fight and someone showed you a new color you'd never seen. And that color. Like, I hate to be up here playing sharks advocate, but that's gonna stay with it for a long time. It's gonna be talking to its friend. It's gonna be like, oh, they have to do an Aaron Sorkin style swimming talk, otherwise they die. I love this room. No one likes the Aaron Sorkin. Saw a weird new kind of fish today. Oh, his friend swims different. Oh yeah? So what did you do? Did you eat him? Well, I was gonna. But then he attacked me. Oh yeah? Bite or sting, the two options. Neither. What was it? Some kind of electric eel? No, man, it was something else. Well, was it one of those narwhals? Because technically that's a tooth, so that's still fine. Okay, another popular joke. That was just for me. Nah, he did a whole new thing. It was like, how do I even put this? You know bump into rock? It was like bump into rock, but on purpose. This other fish, right? It was like he was the rock. It was Dwayne Johnson? First of all, no. Second of all, we don't know what punching is. How would we know the full name of a professional wrestler? You're right, punching's like the main thing he does. I didn't even think we're real. We were just, our lives made no sense. All they serve is a weird pun about a wrestler. You're right. Who created, sorry guys, I was gonna do the rest of the set about them, but they started getting self-awareness. You guys dating, I'm dating. On the weekend, I had 2 dates with 2 different women on the same night. Decided to go full zany ski mode, had them at the same restaurant. And of course, I had a friend standing behind a large houseplant with a change of outfit. So I had to pretend to be 3 different people, dating. But they both stood me up. So I just spent my night running back and forth between 2 different tables and 2 different outfits, telling the same waiter that no, I'm not ready to order. She'll be here any minute. Until eventually he was like, dude, you've got to order something or leave. We've got other customers. And I stormed out to the other table, where I politely waited to be asked to leave again. I'm going to leave you with this. I did eventually find a place to live, and I moved in, and then like within a week, something weird happened. My landlord actually died. Not of COVID or anything, he was hit by a plane. And it's crazy, it's so crazy it didn't even happen. Yeah, he got hit by a plane, and he didn't have any living heirs. This is like a British thing. Do you guys know what happens if your landlord doesn't have any living heirs? You just have to report directly to the land baron, is basically. And of course, the land baron has no need for rent, he demands only fealty. You guys pay fealty? Just me? Alright, so I'll explain it. Basically how it works is there's no monetary exchange, but if the duchy is everyone to see, my housemates and I have to pick up sword and shield and defend with our lives. Have you ever looked into the eyes of another man who fought for a different banner, killing their own brother, as you pull the blood-drenched blade from his chest and watch the life fade from his eyes? It's a horrible price to pay, but it's pretty good for clapping. Thanks guys, have a good night.
But